be featured on, we've seen on Netflix, Saturday Night Live, performances throughout the country. Please welcome Jana Bernard.
Crowd? Oh, we got the cast of Euphoria over here. That's nice, right? You know what, guys? I think I'm gonna keep my set clean tonight. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it super clean, and I'm just gonna tell you guys about my mom. She's a gynecologist. Which basically means that she gets to do what every guy wants to do. You know what I'm saying, right? Right? Yeah, have a high-paying job. Now, growing up, my mom would use air quotes a lot to, like, describe things, right? But as a child, I didn't really understand what air quotes meant. I just wanted to be like my mom, you know? So I would use air quotes generously. And I just came off as this super fucking creepy child. Like, we'd be back in the first day of school and the teacher would be like, "Oh, honey, what do your parents do?" And I'd be like, "Oh, my parents are gynecologists." And then she'd go around the room and like ask everybody what they want to be when they grow up. She'd go to the first girl, she'd be like, "What do you want to be when you grow up, little Sally?" And she'd be like, "I want to be somebody's second wife." She'd be like, "Great, little Sally." Then she'd go to little Billy and she'd be like, "What do you want to be when you grow up, Billy?" And he'd be like, "I want to be a socially aware feminist with a great credit score." She'd be like, "Great, Billy, live your truth." And then she'd go over to me and she'd be like, "What do you want to be when you grow up, Jana?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I want to be a dancer." Then it'd be time for carpool and she'd be like, "Who's that coming to pick you up after school today, sweetie? Who's that coming to pick you up?" I'd be like, "Oh, that's my daddy. We're going to the playground. Mommy knows." But then I grew up and I moved to New York, and I love New Yorkers. I think the thing I like most about New Yorkers is that like nothing phases us, right? Because we're so desensitized because we've seen so much shit, right? Like I got on the subway the other day and the conductor goes, "Attention passengers, the A train is prevented from moving forward because a man has fallen into the tracks, become decapitated, and electrocuted. Next stop, 72nd. I was like, "Oh my god, that's horrible. We're gonna be at least 15 minutes late." When I was on the subway, there was a man who was sitting across from me, and he was looking at me, and he was masturbating. Right? And ladies, that makes us feel so unsafe and so uncomfortable. And then I looked at him, and I realized he wasn't looking at me. He was looking at the hot girl behind me, and then I was like, ugh, what does he see in her? Am I not his type? My friends are having kids now. Anybody else's friends having kids now? Right? It's very weird. And I get so annoyed when they go on Facebook and they post like a black and white picture of like a tiny blob that looks like evidence from Law and Order SVU. And they're like, "Big news! We're having a baby!" I'm like, "We get it, Courtney. You fucked your husband. Congrats." Or does this ever happen to you? You'll be like catching up with friends and you'll be like, "Hey, like, what's new? Like, what's going on in your life?" And they'll be like, "Big news. We're trying." I'm like, "You're not only telling me that you're raw dogging it, you're telling me it's not working." Like, could you imagine if I announced every time I was just trying to do something? Like, "Hey, Facebook, big news, I'm trying to get health insurance." And guess what? I'm trying and it's not working, so I'm trying heroin. And you know what I get really annoyed? I get most annoyed when you have to pretend to be excited about the stupid name that your friends picked out for their unborn baby. And there's always there's like that one friend that lives in Brooklyn that's like a hipster, and she's like, yeah, we're naming her Jenny, short for gentrification. Like, and then the thing that I hate the most is like these gender reveal parties, right? Like, could you imagine being the child that grows up whose gender reveal party caused the wildfires in California? And then like 16 years later, that kid's gonna be like, yeah, and what's really awkward is, I'm not even that gender anymore. Speaking of gender, that one hit for her. And I'm into it. Speaking of gender, I've been getting this kind of weird intro when I go on stage for stand-up shows recently, where they'll go, sometimes the host will go, and now for your next, a female comedian, Jana Bernard. Which is so weird to me, right? A female comedian. It's almost like I'm having my very own gender reveal party live on stage. A female comedian. That is so weird. Could you imagine if we did that with other jobs? Like, all right, Billy, time for Sunday school with your male priest. It's almost like they're worried that I'm gonna get up on stage and then be in the middle of a punchline and triplets are just gonna fall out of my vagina. And then they're gonna have to like drag these newborn infants across the stage and be like, remember, audience, we warned you. It was a female. Babies can fall out of them at any time. They store their jokes in their tits. Oh my gosh. But I've been doing a lot more stand-up shows, and most of the guys I do stand-up with are super nice dudes, super funny, super chill. But every so often, there will just be a douchebag that I work with. And you know the kind of guy I'm talking about, because when I said a douchebag that you work with, a name just popped into all your heads. Alright, you know what, guys? Let's just get it off our chests. Let's just all scream the name of the douchebag in our own lives on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Why do I feel like everybody just shouted the names of their dads? No, but I've seen this kind of guy, right? And I think I pretty much have his set down now. So without further ado, please welcome to the stage your next straight white male comedian, Jonah.
Sup, bros? Yo, sorry I'm late to this open mic. Some pregnant chick stole my seat on the subway. And as I was saying to my, one black friend the other day, it's, super hard to be a straight white male these days. Like, I was walking on the street, and this dude was like, hey man, I like your shoes. And I was like, whoa, hey man, no homo. And then this chick at work was like, hey, can I have a hug? And I was like, whoa, chick. No Cuomo. Yo, dudes, broski, brosif Stalin. Yo, I've been getting really into NFTs lately. You know, nice fucking titties. Yo, dudes. I was getting the best blowjob the other day, and normally I don't give money to the homeless. But I felt like this guy really deserved